Yeah, we are going to talk some Manchester United versus Brighton here. Now, you're talking to the guy that probably knows the least amount about soccer, for sure, out of our Picks and Parlay family here. But I got a couple guys that I know on the site that definitely bet soccer, and I follow picks kind of religiously and blindly, and have made money on them. So break down this game, this match for us, and where are you going with this? What are you thinking? Where should I go? Tell me what to do.
My pleasure. All right. Well, we got Brighton Hove Albion traveling to Old Trafford on Sunday for the season opener against Manchester United. Everybody knows Manchester United. I'm sure you're even familiar with Manchester United.
I do know, right?
Probably less familiar with Brighton Hove Albion, or just Brighton for the layman. But
right.
Actually, it might surprise you that last season Manchester United finished 6th in the Premier League. And some of you guys might struggle to name 5 other teams in the Premier League, but there was 5 teams better than Manchester United last year. Brighton finished 9th. United had 58 points. Brighton had 51. That's not as big of a gap as you probably would have expected.
Okay.
We're expecting United to be a lot better this year, whereas Brighton, they sort of overachieved last year. They're going to struggle to stay in that top half of the table. They're going to be very happy with another 9th place finish if they can pull that off. But the reason we're optimistic about Manchester United is they've brought in a new manager, and I might give you some English to American lessons in soccer. Manager means coach. All right, you might know that from Ted Lasso.
I'm a fan of Ted Lasso. Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
So I've learned a lot about soccer via Ted Lasso, and I feel sometimes like, almost as smart as Ted Lasso, and he's not very much, he's learning. So take that for what it's worth. But I do know who the manager is. Yeah.
Okay, well, United hasn't had a solid manager for a long time. The last time they had stability at the manager position was with a guy named Sir Alex Ferguson, who he's basically aged out. He's very old now. But I mean, Manchester United, when they were a powerhouse, that when you think of Manchester United as one of the better teams in the Premier League, you're thinking of the era of Sir Alex Ferguson. And that's when they had Cristiano Ronaldo and Wayne Rooney and Ruud van Nistelrooy and all these big superstars. But since then, they hired a guy named David Moyes, who also was a manager at Everton, and that didn't work out at all. Then they had a few caretakers. They had Jose Mourinho, who is quite famous. He's had success all over Europe, Champions League, all sorts of competitions he's won. He did win 3 trophies at United, but they weren't big trophies. They won the Europa League. They won the FA Cup, but they didn't win the league. They didn't win the Champions League, which is what they're going for. So they parted ways with him. They brought in one of their old players, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. The baby-faced assassin is his nickname. And, they had their moments with him, but eventually that didn't work out. And then they decided to go with a guy named Alex ten Hag. And he's a Dutchman who coached a team called Ajax in the Dutch league. And Ajax is a team that had a lot of success with a lot smaller budget than a team like Manchester United. I mean, United can go out there and buy all the players they want. Last season, they brought back Cristiano Ronaldo. They've got a ton of star players that they're paying billions of pounds for, whereas this Ten Hag has had success at Ajax with a lot less money, a lot less backing financially. His team won back-to-back league titles. They won back-to-back league cups, and they were the fastest team in history to win 100, or he was the fastest manager in history to win 100 matches in his first 128 games as manager. So that's a pretty strong winning percentage. He led that team deep into the Champions League, which is also quite impressive. And Ajax plays a different style than Manchester United has played in recent seasons. United has sort of been a little too conservative. Ten Hag's expected to bring in a more aggressive offensive style. His Ajax squad scored 98 goals in 34 domestic league matches last year. And For comparison, Manchester United scored 57 goals in 38 matches. So almost double the production. Of course, you're not comparing apples to apples. The Dutch league isn't quite as strong as the Premier League. But so far in the club friendlies, which is the like the preseason, the warm-up matches that United's playing, it's looked pretty good. They've scored a lot of goals. A lot of their young, talented players. A guy by the name of Marcus Rashford scored a couple goals in 5 friendly matches. Jadon Sancho, another Englishman that's on the English national team, 3 goals in those 5 friendly matches. He only scored 3 goals in all of last season. Anthony Martial scored 3 goals. He only scored 1 goal all of last season. He had trouble getting into the lineup. So, really exciting for these young players to perhaps get more of an opportunity. The most famous Manchester United player right now is Cristiano Ronaldo, but he's on his way out the door. He's unhappy there. He doesn't want to be there. He wants to move on. And his countryman, Bruno Fernandes, a midfielder who was great for Manchester United 2 years ago, you would have thought playing with his fellow Portuguese international Cristiano would have been good for him, but it was not. The partnership did not work out last season. It was like Fernandes was playing in his shadow. We're expecting Fernandes to be much better this year after Ronaldo leaves. He's been very satisfied with the new tactics of the new manager, and he's expecting big things. I'm expecting big things, and I'm looking at Manchester United on the money line here. The best price I could find was -165. So beware, that does mean you lose if it's a draw. But United's a strong team at home with a new manager. Another negative thing for Brighton is their most valuable player, a guy named Mark Cucurella, defender. He got poached by Chelsea just the other day. So they're losing probably their best player, certainly their best defender, to another Premier League club. And they're on the road in week 1 against a team that's just got superior talent, superior coaching.
That makes sense. Do you now? I see the total here. I got it at 2.5, and I'm the guy that I might like to dabble in some totals here and there. I've been known to. Do you like? Is that something I should look at? I mean, it looks a little my book right here. That everybody knows shop your lines. But I have it at that 2.5. Little juice to the under. Is that something? Can we get 3 goals out of this match, or do we really want to stay with Manchester, take the money line, and walk away?
No, you make a great point. Like I said, this is a different style of team than what we've seen last year for Manchester United. They're going to be more aggressive. Ten Hag plays a more aggressive style. Like I said, his team last year in the Dutch league scored 98 goals in 34 matches. So that's basically they're averaging 3 goals themselves, right?
Yeah.
And United was not great defensively last year. Their biggest defensive or their highest paid defender, Harry Maguire, really struggled. They do have that is their weakness. They will score goals, but they'll probably also concede goals. So the over is a pretty good call. The only thing I'll say is I don't like to play overs in week 1. In a lot of sports, in NFL or
any sport, right? Yeah, tread lightly on the totals.
Overs in week 1 are usually not the sharpest play, but I would look at overs for Manchester United games moving forward, certainly.
Okay, all right, I don't hate that. I see the team totals. Manchester's 1.5, but it's juiced to -140. So they're kind of trying to tell you, and then the Brighton's is only at 0.5. So the book is telling me this match, I keep saying game, forgive me, soccer talk match, is going to end up maybe 2-0.
Well, there's one more angle I could bring up. The last meeting between these teams was at Brighton. Brighton blew them out 4-0. So this sets up a bit of a revenge angle. Right
now, on their mind, yeah.
Now they're coming to Old Trafford. These guys spanked them last year. 1-0 is probably not going to be good enough for Man United. They're going. I fancy them to score at least 2 goals.
I like it. All right, Jesse, I appreciate it. And hey, listen, Tell us about Picks and Parlays. What you got going on over there? I see you on the leaderboards here under the Hot Cappers. You're number 2 out of the Hot Cappers, right up there, plus 745 units. And I think that's like the last. I don't even know. I think that's you're 8-0, and you got an 8-0 run going on according to this website of MLB. What is this stuff?
I got to tell you, I feel like I won the lottery because 8-0 baseball runs aren't that rare for me, to be honest with you. But the timing, right around that trade deadline, coming out of the All-Star, that's hard. That's a tough time to bet baseball. So if you can escape that 2-week period with an 8-0 run, that's nice.
Well
going.
Done.
Clear sailing from here on out. You know what I mean?
Well done. Yeah, absolutely. And if you're over there at picksandparlays.net and you're looking for any of our premium handicappers, including Jesse here, who's otherwise known as the Iceman, by the way. I should have mentioned that at the beginning of the show. I apologize. But use the promo code over at Picks and Parlays. That promo code CFL will save you 20% off everything on the site. So definitely check that out when you're looking for any of Jesse's plays in the MLB. Soccer's right here. It's honest. It's out. It's week 1 starting. So any of those premium picks, definitely use that promo code. I appreciate you stopping by, my friend. Hopefully, I know it's our first video together. Hopefully we get to work together a lot more on the Power Hour here coming up in the
looking forward
to
the
football season, my man. So we will talk soon. Thanks for stopping by.